Being a Pokemon, it's a dream plenty of us have probably had when we were young. I mean, doesn't it sound great to be a creature with many powers in an elegant and serene environment such as the ones in Pokemon? I know I definitely wouldn't pass on the opportunity. A dream as unrealistic and complex as this one is possible though, and once you go into it, there's no going back. Can you handle it? Alright then, I warned you. To be a part of this reality, you have to get your DS out and purchase Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue and Red Rescue Team, because Rescue Team DX definitely won't let you live this fantasy to the fullest. Hello my cookies, welcome back to a new video from yours truly where we have news, reviews, and other gaming jewels. I hope you're all having a good day today, because I know I sure am. In the month of March, we got so many good games. From Doom Eternal to Animal Crossing, this is definitely a month of heavy hitters. One of these recently released heavy hitters is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. In today's video, we'll be seeing if Pokemon Rescue Team DX is a game that you should buy, or if it represents yet another setback from the Pokemon Company in the eyes of long-term fans of the franchise. And by setback, I don't mean financially, because the Pokemon games print money regardless of whether they disappoint or not. I'd like to preface that I haven't beaten the game yet, but I feel like I have played it enough to express the points I give in this review. Alright, now that we've gotten all the introduction stuff out of the way, let's jump right into the review. If you've been living under a rock for a while, then I'll bring you up to speed on the series. One day, you wake up as a Pokemon and you have to try to figure out how this happens and how to get out of the body of the Pokemon. You quickly make that a secondary goal and decide to join a rescue team with your new Pokemon friend. First off, I'd like to mention how refreshing it is to not have humans in this Pokemon game. You use your own moves and Pokemon mostly think for themselves. It's ultimately just a great experience to be a part of the Pokemon world in a special way, and not having to stress about Pokemon Trainer Joy being around the corner with 5 Rattatas for a change. It also gives you a completely distinct and fresh perspective of the Pokemon world, especially if you've never played a Mystery Dungeon game before. Alright, now let's talk about gameplay. The world itself is broad, with many dungeons to explore. The dungeons are procedurally generated, but they just don't feel too different. Something I do like about the dungeons though, is that they can be very large. As you can see from my gameplay, and similar to the more traditional Pokemon game entries, this game is turn-based, this being one of my favorite gaming genres because of the requirement to strategize. Of the over 10 hours that I put into this game, I'm constantly reminded of Wargroove, another turn-based game that I enjoy playing. One thing I expected but was disappointed to find was missing the ability to visit your team members in their assigned friend areas. Friend areas, such as the power plant, are still available for purchase from Wigglytuff's Camp Corner, but you won't be able to visit your team members and interact with them, as is the case in Blue and Red Rescue Team. In Pokemon Rescue Team DX, it's simplified. You choose the Pokemon you want to use in the list. Not only was I disappointed, it felt less immersive without these areas. One huge positive for Rescue Team DX that must be mentioned in comparison to the other games is its superior art style. I would even go as far as to say that it's a great substitute to the 8-bit art style found in the original Rescue Team games. I don't even feel the same way when it comes to the mainline Pokemon games. However, that's where I end with the good for the graphics. Another thing you certainly notice from the gameplay is the resolution. This game just looks dreadful on a 1080p monitor, and that's because it seems to retain the same 720p resolution from handheld. Everything on the screen looks extremely blurry, which is a huge letdown for me. It's like the Pokemon Company never even tested the game on a TV. Playing this game in handheld mode is my preferred way of playing because it looks leagues better. I'm gonna say what's been on my mind for this entire review. I find this game to be decent at best. Why only decent? Simply put, it's because of the Pokemon Company and Spike Chunsoft's noticeable shortage of quality assurance and effort. When the game was announced at the start of the year, I was pumped to replay an old favorite classic of mine. Frankly, I'm disappointed in the lack of effort put into making the game what it could have been. Now the $1,000,000 question, should you get it? I can flat out say that it's not worth the $60 price tag. If you want to get into the Mystery Dungeon series, I suggest you look at the classics, like Red and Blue Rescue Team. If you want a turn-based experience, try out Wargroove or Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I just don't recommend this game for $60. Thanks for watching until the end of this video. Pokemon Rescue Team DX is a game that I've been looking forward to for a while now. and to see it not live up to my expectations really sucks. It makes me feel a little worried about the next game in the Pokemon franchise. If you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like and subscribing. Check out our other videos like the ones on the screen right now. Again, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed this cookie, and I'll see you all next time.